Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche. I'm a YouTube vlogger based in London. If this is your first time joining us, please endeavor to subscribe and hit the notification bell too, so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And give me a thumbs up too if you feel like it, and comment down below if you feel like it too, okay? And today actually is the 29th of June, and here in London is extremely hot, okay? And that's the reason why I'm wearing my headshot today, and I have a glass of water in front of me. So just like you have seen from the title of this video, we'll be discussing 5 main things to do to get your man to ring you up. I'm kidding, to get your man to ring you up, okay? Let me tell you this is not a guarantee. There are no rule books out there stating that if you follow these procedures, if you follow these rules, you definitely get a ring from your man. No. All men are different and they have different opinions and beliefs too. So what works for one person might not work for another. So if you get what I mean. So yeah, let me get another thing out of the way. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a relationship expert. Neither am I a relationship therapist. But whatever it is that you're going to hear in this video is by experience. What I've heard, or what I've been told, or what I've seen too. So if you like to hear what I have to say, stay tuned. So let me say this: if you've been dating a guy for 3 years, 4 years, 5, 6, 7, and he has never asked you, baby, could you show me the way to your father's house? Let me go and say hello to him. If he hasn't asked you that, my dear, find your way. Obviously, he's not going to marry you. He's looking for someone else, potential wife out there. So if you've been dating a guy for 7 years, 6 years, 5, I think it's pretty questionable, okay? Apart from that, some actually believe that marriage is overrated and it's not that important. Some actually want to be married, but they don't want to have kids. I've seen that. While some just want to be in a relationship, but they don't want to be married at all. Whichever their decision is, I don't think that they are bad people. It's just a personal preference, okay? So, but for those of us that wants to be married and have children too, so this video is also for you. So the first thing we're going to discuss is knowing how to cook. If you're a girl, if you're a woman, and your main aim is to be a wife, or you want a man to wife you up, what you need to learn to do is to cook. You have to know how to make 1 or 2 homemade meals. Forget about when a man says, oh, I love my girl so much, I don't even care if she knows how to cook, we'll be eating out. Are you kidding me? Okay, you want kids too? Do you want children with this girl? So you expect your family, your whole family, to be eating out every day. You take your children to McDonald's every single day, to Nando's, to restaurants every day because your wife doesn't know how to cook. Forget about that. Forget about when a man says, I don't care that my girl knows how to cook, we'll be eating out. Forget about that, okay? All men wants to be in a relationship with a girl who knows how to make a homemade meal. Believe it or not. They want to be in a relationship with a girl who knows how to do 1 or 2 things in the kitchen. So forget about saying, oh, my man doesn't care that I don't know how to cook. We'll hire a chef, or maybe we'll be eating out every day. Let me tell you, when I was dating my husband, we were into this relationship. Maybe it was just a few months into our relationship. So he calls me I was in Nigeria at that time. I was a student and he was living in London. So he calls me every 9 in the evening, okay, around probably 9, 10. So he calls me on the phone and we'll be talking, and then he will ask me, oh baby, are you the one, are you cooking? What are you cooking for the family? All this and get all this question. I'll be like, I'm not the one cooking, my younger sister is cooking. And he'll say, okay, and we'll talk, and later on, and everybody will cut the phone, and that'll be all. So tomorrow he will call me again, and he'll ask me, oh baby, he'll call me around that time too, like 9 o'clock. Say, baby, what are you cooking for the family? What, you know? I'll be like, I'm not the one cooking, actually. My younger sister is in the kitchen. So he asked me this about 3 times, and then the third one, he was like, do you know how to cook at all? I was like, oh, hell no. So this mister thinks I don't know how to cook, because he calls me every day at the same time, and I usually tell him that my sister cooks our meal. And so I told him that, no, I actually know how to cook. I have like morning and afternoon shift, and my sister got a night shift, so it's her own turn. And he laughed, and we laughed. So forget about when a man says, I don't care, you know how to cook. Every man, white, black, green, yellow, pink, different colors of men, they want a woman that knows how to cook. Because if you have his kids, what are you going to feed them? You feed them water, or you feed them juice every day? What are you going to feed his kids? He's going to have the children with you someday. So you really know how to, you have to learn how to make 1 or 2 or 3 homemade meals. Okay? That's number 1. Or knowing how to prepare homemade meals in the kitchen. That's 1. So, number 2 is hygiene. Hygiene is very important. It's a way to keep yourself and surroundings clean. And your men are watching. If he's dating you, he is going to watch you closely to know if you're... Sometimes these men, some of them are not that extremely clean, just to say the least, but they'll be watching you to know if you are clean enough, so that you'll be able to keep his house clean and his children clean. Another one is hygiene. If you're expecting your man to give up that ring, you have to know how to keep yourselves clean. Not all women know how to be clean, especially during that time of the month. They're so careless how they dispose their tampons and pads. It's just ridiculous. I've been living, when I was in Nigeria, I lived in my during my secondary school days, I've been living in a hostel, and my university days, I've been living in a hostel. I've seen things. There are some girls who do find it difficult to keep themselves clean, and it's very bad. These are potential wives and mothers. You should be able to know how to clean yourselves clean, so that you won't get infection. I mean, sometimes these men are watching. If you're dating a man, and he will be watching you closely to know if you're the type that is filthy. These men might not be clean themselves, but they will be looking at you closely to know if you know your way around your body, to keep yourselves clean. The next one is celibacy. Putting a hold or a stop to premarital sex. This is going to be your discussion with your man. It's going to be a joint discussion and agreement, so that 2 of you will have to abstain from sex during the time of your during the dating period. You have to stay away from him, stay away from his bed. If you want to get that ring from him, you don't have to be jumping on his bed, be doing all these wifely things for him when he hasn't even asked you to marry him. If you are dancing or break dance on his bed all the time, this man will not marry you. You have to put a hold to it, put a stop to it if you want to be his wife. That is another thing. The next one is speech control. You have to know what comes out from your mouth. I'm not saying be fake to your man, but You have to know what to talk about with him. Don't go and take your family secret and dump it in front of him, or telling him about that your family has been suffering, giving him a rundown of your family history and all those things. No one wants to hear that. Why? But some women have this attitude or behavior of they can't control their speech. What you tell him, you go and dump your family history, run it down to him, telling me about your father. There's this girl that told me that there was a man who wanted, they weren't engaged actually, but the man was like, they were dating. So like, I don't know what happened, and she kept telling the boyfriend that last year, or maybe 2 years ago, that all his family were affected by tuberculosis. That they were so sick that they couldn't find money to cure themselves, or they couldn't find money to go to the hospital. They had to like buy these local medication, local drugs to cure themselves, and she was just telling the potential husband all those things, and he was like, And you know what happened? The guy didn't marry her. The guy actually ran because he was thinking that he thought that tuberculosis there's no cure to tuberculosis. So he kind of cut it off with the girl, and that was the end. So you guys should actually, if you're trying to get a ring from your man, you have to know your speech, what you tell him, and about your family, and what should be kept as a secret, something like that. And the last one is paying attention. You have to pay attention when your man speaks to you. When he's telling you something, you don't have to be on your phone 24/7. What are you pressing? You be on your phone 24 hours texting. As he was telling you something and you be texting someone. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, texting. You have to drop that phone, pay attention, and let him know that you're paying attention. Because he might be like, okay, look at someone, I might marry this one in the future. And if I'm telling her something about our family, she'll be busy, texting online, chatting with friends.